Devasindhu, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Want to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Nrsimha Dev, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Gaunitai, Tulsi Mani, Haridas Thakur, Guru Parampara Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So, chapter 29 of the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, text for Canto number 11. So, entitled Bhakti Yoga. Thinking that the previously described spiritual practice based on detachment is too difficult, Uddhav inquired about an easier method. In reply, the Lord Shri Krishna gave brief instructions on devotional service. So this often happens. Krishna will give a system of religion which is very hard to follow. He did the same to Arjun. Sixth chapter describes Astanga Yoga. And when Arjun heard all of that, how one should meditate, sit, for long periods of time, focus on one particular object, he said to Krishna, no, this is not practical. I can easily control the wind, but I can't control my mind. So then Krishna said to him, okay, you are right. It is hard to control the mind. Of course, it is possible by practice and detachment. And then later on in the 12th chapter, Krishna gives him various alternatives. Focus your mind on me. Oh, okay, you can't do that, then work for me. Or you can't do that, then meditate. Or many different things he gives him, options. So here again, we're going to see different options. Sri Uddhav said that he feared that the method of yoga described by Krishna was very difficult for one who cannot control his mind. And he requests the Lord to explain in simple terms how someone can more easily achieve perfection. Generally, yogis who try to steady the mind experience frustration because of their inability to perfect the state of trance and control the mind. It's very hard, especially in Kali Yuga. This is practically impossible. There may be a few isolated incidents of yogis who can do this, but very few. However, those who take pride in their accomplishment in yoga and karma fail to take shelter of the Lord and are defeated by his illusionary energy. Uddhav states how the Lord is so intimate as during your appearance, as Lord Ramachandra, even while great demigods like Brahma were willing to serve him, Rama displayed special affection for monkeys, such as Hanuman, because they had taken exclusive shelter of him. The demigods, they have so many desires, so many objectives, so many things that they want to do. And the mind just becomes a little boggled. But devotees like Hanuman, they were very fixed. They just wanted to please the Lord. Who would reject the Lord and accept something for sake of material enjoyment, which leads to forgetfulness of the Lord? And what lack is there for us who are engaged in the service of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet? Krishna smilingly spoke to Uddhav, describing the principles of devotion to him as follows. So, always remembering me, one should perform all his duties for me. So we have lots of duties, household duties, work duties, family duties. It goes on and on and on and on. If we can somehow link those duties in connection to the Lord and at the same time remember him, then our lives are perfect. With mind and intelligence, one should fix his mind in attraction to my service. One should take shelter of holy places where my saintly devotees reside. One should be guided by the exemplary activities of my devotees. One should serve the Lord and celebrate the festivals and holidays in my honor. One should see me, the Supreme Soul, within all beings and also within oneself. By understanding all living beings to be his place of residence, constantly meditates upon my presence within all persons. And the bad tendencies of rivalry, envy, along with false ego are destroyed. View me to be both unblemished by anything material and present everywhere. Disregard the ridicule of one's companions. Unless those companions are devotees of God. One should offer obeisances before all, even dogs, outcasts, cows, and asses. Well, this is humility. Understanding that Paramatma is within the dogs, outcasts, cows, asses. So, Paramatma is there, we offer obeisances. The Atma is there, Atma is pure, we offer obeisances. Freed thus from all doubts, one gives up fruitive activities. The Lord considers this process, using one's mind, body, and mind's words and bodily functions for realizing Him to be the best possible method of spiritual enlightenment. Because this eternal process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord is transcendental and has been established by the Lord Himself, it can never, to the slightest extent, be defeated or proved fruitless. This compares to a dangerous situation in which an ordinary person cries, becomes fearful, and laments, although such useless emotions do not change the situation. When one offers himself completely to the Supreme Lord with exclusive devotion, the Lord becomes particularly pleased. And thus the devotee achieves immortality, becoming qualified to obtain opulence equal to that of the Lord. Of course, the devotee doesn't want that opulence, but the Lord gives him anyway. This process is the supreme intelligence of the intelligent and the cleverness of the most clever. For by following it, one can, in this very life, make use of the temporary to achieve the Lord. So we are in a world which is full of temporary things. Everything comes to an end. But somehow, if we can use our intelligence to use the temporary to still achieve the Lord, then we have fulfilled the mission of our life. Even for the demigods, this science is very difficult to comprehend. So that's a bit of a surprising comment, because the demigods, they are pious living entities. Generally speaking, they're God-fearing. How is it going to be difficult for them to understand? Well, the reason for that difficulty is because the demigods have access to a great deal of sense enjoyment. They're very powerful beings, and they have ability to really enjoy in this material world. And that is the problem. That enjoyment takes away their mind from the Lord and brings it into sense enjoyment. This is the problem. The Lord gave this knowledge to Uddhav with clear reasoning. Anyone who properly understands it will become free from all doubts and attain liberation. Those who share this knowledge among the Lord's devotees is the bestower of the absolute truth. To him, the Lord will give his own self. This is how the Lord works. He will give himself to those who explain this secret to the devotees. Those who recite and listen to this supreme knowledge become purified and will never become bound by karma. So this is a very nice comments by the Lord. Okay. Krishna asks his friend Uddhav whether he has now completely understood this transcendental knowledge. And the confusion and lamentation in his mind is now gone. Krishna also says that the instructions should not be shared with anyone who is hypocritical, atheistic, or dishonest, or anyone who will not listen faithfully, who is not a devotee, or who is simply not humble. So this knowledge actually is only for a few, right? Only for a few. Those who are humble, who are faith, devotees, honest, theistic, and sincere. This knowledge should be taught to one who is free from all bad qualities, who is dedicated to the welfare of the Brahmins, who is kindly disposed, saintly, and pure. When an inquisitive person comes to understand this knowledge, he has nothing further to know. So then Sukadev Goswami, he's the one reciting this conversation between Krishna and Uddhav. He said, hearing these words spoken by Lord Krishna and having thus been shown the entire path of yoga, Uddhav folded his hands to offer obeisances. But his throat choked up with love and his eyes overflowed with tears, so he could say nothing. Steadying his mind, which had become overwhelmed with love, Uddhav felt extremely grateful to Lord Krishna. My dear King Parikshit, Uddhav bowed down to touch the Lord's lotus feet with his head and then spoke with folded hands. Uddhav said, although I had fallen into the great darkness of illusion, my ignorance has now been dispelled by your merciful association. Indeed, how can cold, darkness, and fear exert their power over one who has approached the brilliant sun? What devotee of yours who has any gratitude could ever give up your lotus feet and take shelter of another master? The firmly binding rope of my affection for the families of the Dasarhas, Vishnis, Andakas, and the Sattvatas is now cut off by the weapon of transcendental knowledge of the self. So this is quite an important point. We may even belong to aristocratic families or very important families, even devotee families like the Vishnis. But here, Uddhav is saying, you have cut my affection by the weapon of transcendental knowledge to everyone. This is important because our attachment should only be Sri Krishna or the Supreme Lord. Then we have a chance of connecting with him completely. Otherwise, there's always going to be a little bit of something missing, not quite there. He requests instructions from Krishna. What Krishna said, go to Badrikaksham, purify yourself by both touching.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Probably.
Yeah, I have missed some of it. I mean, I was out and just come back and somebody called me, so I had to answer that also. I'm just halfway. I'm just thinking, when he says about Darshahas, Varanis, and Andakas, Satvarasa is now cut off. What does that mean?
It means he has no affection for anybody except for the Lord.
You mean Uddhav?
Uddhav. Yes. So even if we belong to very highly qualified families, if we are attached to them, then we will not be fully attached to God. That's the reason.
So the reason it's telling is Krishna telling cut off with the family?
Yeah.
No?
He's saying you should be exclusively devoted to me. And Uddhav is saying, by your instructions, I don't feel affection for anyone except you. So yes.
Krishna. I'm sorry I'm disturbing you.
No, it's okay. It's good. It's nice to
Uh,
ask questions.
what happens, like, if you cut off with your family, then
No,
like
no.
I'm talking about like the Rani Jetani and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not that
uh,
you cut off from the family. It's just you lose that affection, attachment.
oh,
If I don't see my son today, I will cry. No. If you don't see your son, you look towards Krishna and you accept Krishna as your son.
so even with the family, same thing.
Same thing. But you don't tell them, I have no affection for you. I don't care for you. You don't behave like that. We
Oh,
behave as if we have full affection for them. But inside our heart,
yeah.
we are with the Supreme Lord.
Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
externally, we show them as if everything is perfect.
yeah. But inside, you are still connected with Krishna.
Yes. Prabhupada actually gives a really funny example. Say a woman, a wife, has a lover, right? Apart from the husband.
Yeah,
She will do the housework to the best of her ability because
yeah,
she doesn't want the husband to know
yeah.
that it's somebody else. So,
She has got somebody in
yeah, yeah.
her life.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. But she will do her very best to keep the house clean
yeah.
so that the husband doesn't suspect anything.
Suspect. Oh,
Same with us, we have our affection, our ties with Krishna, but we don't let anybody know.
no.
We to them they are our priority.
Yeah,
We look
yeah.
after, but actually our heart is with Krishna.
That is with Krishna. That's why they always say that even if you see like family, you say Jai Shri Krishna to them.
Yes.
Sometimes they're not even interested
No.
to answer you back. But we see that is a Krishna is in their heart and Krishna is in my heart.
That's it. Very
That's
good.
where that's
Very,
where that's where we see.
yes.
Anyway, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. That's very good interaction. Thank you. Purify yourself by both touching and also bathing in the holy waters there, which have emanated from my lotus feet. So this is in Badrikaksham, which is part of the Chardham, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedarnath, Badrikaksham. Dress yourself in bark and eat whatever is naturally available in the forest. Remain content and free from desire and endowed with transcendental knowledge and realization. Meditate constantly upon these instructions I have imparted to you and assimilate their essence. Understand what I'm telling you. Fix your words and thoughts upon me. Always endeavor to increase your realization of my transcendental qualities. In this way, you will cross beyond the destination of the three modes of nature. Finally, come back to me. So now we got to understand this. He is telling this to Uddhav. Uddhav is very close to Krishna. He's already pure. He's already enlightened. But still, Krishna is instructing Uddhav like that. So look at us. We are so fallen. So these instructions apply so much more to us than Uddhav, right? Because Uddhav is already there. But still, Krishna is telling him, purify yourself, think of me, fix your thoughts on me. So, how much more it applies to us? After receiving these instructions, Sri Uddhav circumambulated the Lord and then fell down, placing his head upon the Lord's feet. Although his heart was breaking. Why it was breaking? Because the Lord told him to go to Badrikaksham. He didn't want to go anywhere. He wanted to sit with Krishna. He then went to Badrikaksham in pursuance of Lord's order. And this is another important point, that sometimes more important than being with Krishna is to follow his order. And even more important than following his order is following the order of the Guru. It's better than even sitting with Krishna is to follow the order of Krishna, follow the order of the Guru. Because those orders mean something. They have some huge substance behind them. Anyway, And by perfectly carrying out the instructions of the Lord, he attains the Lord's, let's see what that's, just can't see that, transcendental abode. Very good. So, where are we? Okay, 33. Just want to see how big the next chapter is. I think let's do this tomorrow, chapter 30, because it's a little involved. So, any other questions or comments? Otherwise, we can stop there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Even okay,
Yes,
very good.
yes. When even in Gita, Krishna addressing Arjuna in same way Krishna addressing Uddhav says that these people are transcendental, they know everything, but what the knowledge is given by Krishna is for us, the common people.
Correct.
For everywhere. So if so, I think it's whatever is Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, they're telling the same message.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
It's for us. The knowledge is for us because these are already liberated souls.
They are. But see, even then, if you look at with Arjun, Krishna wasn't so direct. He wasn't so direct. With Uddhav, he's very direct. Go to Badrikaksham, purify yourself by both touching and also bathing. He wasn't that specific to Arjun.
No.
Dress yourself in bark and eat whatever is naturally available. Remain content free from desire. He did instruct. Endowed with transcendental knowledge. Yeah. Meditate constantly on these instructions I have imparted to you and assimilate their essence. So Krishna never went into such detail with Arjun. Fix your words and your thoughts upon me. Yes, he did. Always endeavoring to increase your realization of my transcendental qualities. Now, although yes, it is definitely for us, but the fact he's giving these instructions to Uddhav also makes it like these instructions are so important. He's telling Uddhav, you've got to also do this, even though you're purified, even though you're perfect. So this is the beauty of spiritual knowledge. It purifies even the perfect. So, and of course, we are absolutely nowhere near these sort of levels. So for us, it's even more important.
In fact, he told Arjuna in Gita, Bhagavad Gita, that I've told you now, if you understand, do whatever you want to do. He doesn't say directly. So that's it. What you've stressed is important, Prabhuji.
That's correct. He said, yeah, that's right. No, carry on, Naniman.
No, that's what I'm saying, that he didn't say directly. That's true.
Yeah, you're right. He said, okay, I have told you everything. Now do what you want. Have you understood? And then he said, do what you want. And what did Arjun say? Yes, I will do what you want me to do. I will have understood. So of course Arjun is pure devotee.
It's also said that in Bhagavad Gita, he gives the instructions, whatever, but he doesn't tell us how to do things. This has been carried on that's what I heard in one of the lectures. Bhagavatam, directions are given as to how to do and what to do and how to progress.
Yes. I mean, one of his, I can't remember which verse it is, where he says, do your duty and remember me. Do your work and remember me. So he says that also to Uddhav earlier on. He said that to him, that do your duty and remember me. So we have so many duties. Arjuna has so many duties. But the trick is, whilst doing those duties, to remember God. That's not so easy. When you're in the middle of household affairs or work affairs, to actually also remember God while you're treating the patients or, writing up notes, not so easy to do. But that is his instruction, to Arjun. He says it to Uddhav. So that's quite a common instruction, through the Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita, that whilst we're doing what we're doing, somehow we've got to bring the Lord into that equation. And we have to find our own way to do that. Yes, you're right, Nanima. It doesn't give specific directions to us. But somehow, if we can do our duty and remember God, then we're on the right track, you know. So, and somehow we all have to find our, you know, our own way of doing that. And there's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's no two people may have the same right, way. We have to find our way. Somehow and of course we ask the Lord, please help me find the way, you know, how can I do it without your, you know, your mercy and your blessings. So we take the shelter of the Lord. We're not so arrogant. We know, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it this way, you know. We always are seeking, my dear Lord, I want to, you know, please engage me in your service. I want to please show me how I can do it, you know. So,
true.
Thank you, Nani.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very nice interaction. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Is it the similar thing that when the Mataji said about the duty, is it to please everyone or it's just
duties are, you know,
please everyone, or
no, not
just do
necessarily
yourself what you think is best?
Partly, but our duties have been allotted to us, right? For example, I have a male body, I have a family, and you know, from that comes various duties, right? We have to, for example, provide for the family, we have to look after the family. So our duties are connected to our body. So what Krishna is saying, you do your duty to the best of your ability. Yeah, do your duty, but at the same time, remember me. So whatever the duty, your duty perhaps will be to look after your husband, right? Because he's not well. So you do your duty, but at the same time, you remember God. You bring Krishna into that equation when you're looking after your husband. Maybe the way you think, this, my husband, as you said to me earlier, his Paramatma is within him. So I am serving him. I am serving Paramatma. So you can do it in many different ways. How you bring Krishna to, how you remember Krishna while doing your duty. Does that make sense, Pavan?
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for opening up, you know, your heart and all that. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I mean, I missed little bit.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, went to visit went to visit a friend, but met a friend in Altham.
Okay. Oh, I'm coming to a school in Eltham. If I come to a school in Eltham, I'll let you know. Huh? I might.
Yeah, I can come and meet you there. Just let me know the time.
Might be coming. Let's see.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Just let me know early.
Yes, I will. I'll give you good notice.
Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai, Uddhava ki